Here's a Samsung dishwasher with the 9E error code, and I'm going to show you how to solve the problem. First, take out the interior racks and we're going to pull the dishwasher out. So cut the power to the dishwasher and slowly remove it out of the cabinets if you have it installed like this.
Quick, the water's like boiling.
So the 9E error code is the water fill shutoff valve, and it's a little reservoir that's located on the left hand side behind the sheet metal plate. So you have to remove the dishwasher to get access to it. First off, you have to remove the vent cover from the inside of the dishwasher, and you will turn it counterclockwise to simply pull the cover off. Here I've got mine fully pulled out, and in behind is the power cable, the drain, as well as the water fill braided hose. Mine doesn't pull out very far, but all you have to do is get clearance to remove the sheet metal piece on the outside. So there is a screw on the back side of this sheet metal housing to remove it from there, and then there's one screw right here on this side. After the screws are removed on the piece of sheet metal, you simply lift from this back side and it will pop up and out. Here now you can see the fill reservoir. It's this guy right here. What happens is it gets full of food particles, grease, oil, and that is the reason that this shutoff valve is not getting a proper signal sent to it to shut the water off, and so you get the 9E error code. So what we're going to do is remove this reservoir and just simply clean it out in warm water with soap. Start by removing the connections. There are two of them. Up top here there's one, and then there's a splice point on the back side for these blue wires that go up onto the top of it. These connections were very easy to pull off up top. And this one here, you just simply squeeze the locking ends, and then the connection can be taken apart quite easily. This guy has to now be taken out because that's what's holding the vent into the water fill. And then this will come out on its own, free and clear. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to remove the little clip holding the reservoir to the vent. I guess that's a dehumidification vent, and it just simply gets pushed back. The clip gets pushed back and down, and then the housing of the vent will slide up and out of that locked position. Except I need two hands to do this, so you'll have to take my word for it. So once you undo the connections, you're going to pull the reservoir out so we can clean him. And you can see in the back there is a water fill hose or a level indicator hose that has to be undone so we can get the reservoir out. Now the minute he gets undone, there's going to be water all over the place, so grab a towel in preparation for undoing that clamp and removing the black hose. It's easiest to twist the hose and it'll come instead of yanking it. Now the reservoir is free and clear, and we will pull the top off and clean this part. And you can see the dirt that came out, and that's partly the reason why the float on the fill is giving the error. So to get access to the reservoir and to pull this top lid off, there are 6 tabs that have to be undone. There's 2 on each side, and there's 1 on each end. It won't focus. 1 on each end underneath the lips, and there's 1 on this end too. So these tabs have to be pushed in so that the lid can come off. So these tabs on the end are very, very tight, so you just simply have to proceed with caution to slowly get them out so they don't break. There we go. So there's the float, and there's the inside of the reservoir that is very dirty and is causing the error code. On this fill piece, the float, it's important to clean on the inside of this. I guess this is where the air fills, this void where the air will fill to make it float. It's important to clean on the inside because if there's any deposits in there, it will alter the weight of the float, and so the float won't rise. So mine was very dirty. It was full of all kinds of deposits and mold on the inside. And this is the second time I've done this to this dishwasher in 3 years. Major China design defect. So I've got it pretty clean now. The inside is a lot better than it was. And when you assemble it back together, just keep in mind that this is the left side or the back side that's going to hook into the plastic vent housing. So when you put the float back in the housing, it has to go this way. Like that. So now putting it back together is simply the same pattern in reverse. First connect the hose to the bottom of the reservoir. Don't forget to put the cap on the vent, and to tighten it, it will turn clockwise and lock. There's little caps here that cover the screw holes if you have screws in the side of the dishwasher. And we'll put the racks back in and turn the power on and give it a try, and it should work fine. For putting the top rack back on, if your side rail rollers come off, this is how they go back on, and this is how they're going to look. So they will slide back, they will turn back toward the basket. And then when you lift the entire basket, you can keep one hand on it to hold it in place so that it doesn't move, because they tend to turn out. So once they're back on, you will have 2 rollers on top and 1 roller underneath. And this is the left side here. And the same with the other side. And they are hooked. There's these guides here, they simply just hook into the existing basket.